Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Young Money Investing. It's Sunday afternoon, so it's time for my weekly market prep where I go over some of the major US stock markets so that you can find some key levels, which direction price action is trending, and hopefully this helps you make better trading decisions and ultimately make more money. If you do enjoy this content and the fact that I drop it every single week, go down and click that subscribe button. Sit back, relax, take some notes if you'd like to, and let's jump into the charts. Now we are starting off on a daily time frame looking at the US dollar. You can see that we've basically been trapped in this little consolidation zone right about here for a couple of weeks now, going back to Wednesday the 12th of April. So pretty much an entire month now, the DXY has really just gone sideways in consolidation. Are we going to see a break in an upwards direction or a break in a downwards direction? I mean, looking at the overall structure here, I think it is entirely possible that we see a sweep down to this next support level at 99.19 before we possibly see a move back up to this green resistance area. That personally is kind of my hypothesis. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is just one man's take on the markets, but I think that is a highly likely probability. You see the sweep down, the rejection off of this line, and then move back up to this green kind of supply area. At that point, you really have to reevaluate everything, see what price action's doing, where the moving averages are, where the fundamentals are telling you, and all of that good stuff. But for the short term, I am kind of looking for this 1-2 punch. And of course, I could be wrong. Anything could happen. We won't really know until it actually does occur. But let's go ahead and jump into our first index. We'll start off on the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, very similar story. Sideways action for about 2 weeks here, give or take, but very much just sideways action. You can see sideways, sideways, sideways. We kind of swing down, we kind of swing up, we kind of swing back down. Not really any clear direction, but the good thing here is we are above all of our moving averages. So, that is still kind of a bullish sign. We do still have this resistance level at 13,843 above us. Is it possible that we break out, tag it, and see a move back down to the supply area? Of course, that's completely possible. I think that is probably likely what we'll see. It would kind of happen in confluence with the DXY breaking lower. You see the NASDAQ and S&P in general break higher before you get that retest to this area. And once again, at that point, you have to reevaluate everything. I can't really make any further predictions out of that, but this is obviously a pretty significant area for price action, rejection, breakthrough, just kind of consolidation. So, I really like to see where this goes. We do have the 50-day moving average coming up underneath us, so you might see an interaction with that at some point this week, which I would like to see that support price action higher. If price action breaks below, I would kind of expect it to come all the way back down to this line at about 10,715. So that is obviously a massive fall. That would be about 16.5%. So obviously a massive fall. Personally, I think that there is more downside to the markets in the mid to kind of longer term future, but short term is anybody's guess. Let's jump over to the Russell 2000. And again, very similar story here. Sideways action, kind of stuck in this box, unable to really go anywhere. Unlike the NASDAQ, however, the Russell is below all of its moving averages. So you can see we are kind of respecting the 20-day moving average here in purple, and you also have the 50-day coming as well. So I would like to see price action kind of break out, retest the top of this consolidation structure, and then possibly retrace back down to the moving averages before we get a confirmed breakout back up to 1923. I think that would be a really solid trading opportunity. So keep an eye on the Russell this week and in the following weeks. I think that you might see a really solid breakout. I actually called this breakout several weeks ago. I want to say it was probably about 3 weeks ago. And I think that I was just early on that. I did open up a position. That position ultimately was closed out for a small loss, but I do still think that you could see this move up, which you could take for about 7%, give or take a few points. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Below this support line right here, we do of course have the other support line at 1655. I guess we could go down and tag it, but I'm just not really sure that will happen. I can't really give you a specific reason. I just don't feel it in my gut. Jumping over to the Dow Jones. Dow Jones is, I hate to say it, but largely moving sideways. As you can tell, there's a theme in the markets, pretty much all markets, no matter what you're looking at, whether it's gold, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it is equities, bonds, the dollar, everything kind of seems to be in this sideways type of movement. So it's kind of tough to make money. If you're a trader like myself, I really make my bread and butter on big ranging markets like you kind of see here, this move, this down move, obviously this huge monster move up. So that's where most of the volatility, most of the volume is, and it's hard when markets are just going sideways. So, you know, if you are a trader, if you're a day trader or even a swing trader, make sure you're sticking to your plan. Don't do anything stupid. Don't start messing with your stop loss just because, you know, you think this trade could go your way or whatever. Like, no, just be patient, sit on your hands if you have to. The market will always present you with an opportunity, so you need to be ready to seize it when it happens. Got a little sidetrack there, really not too much happening on the Dow Jones. Moved up to this kind of resistance at 33,663. Price action is currently at 33,674, so only about 10 points above that. We do still have the 200-day moving average and the bottom of this green supply area. So if price action rejects back down, I don't really expect it to fall further than about 32,921. To the upside, we have the 34,345 level that's been intact for several months now. And I just, you know, barring some strange unforeseen event, just really don't see that breaking. The other thing to note that I just kind of noticed is if you take a look down here at the RSI, you kind of have some bearish divergence happening. So RSI is making lower highs. Price action is really just kind of going sideways at the same time. So you might actually see that break down to, again, about 32,867 or somewhere before maybe, you know, some buyers step in. I'd like to go ahead and jump into the trade of the week. The trade of the week this week is WW International Incorporated, and the ticker symbol, if you guessed it, yep, it's WW. Now, there's a lot going on with the stock. I have already taken the time to highlight some areas, and there is a couple different ways this could play out, so pay attention. You see this green area right here that is acting as support right now. You can see we've twice wicked it as support. It was resistance back over here. These gray areas are imbalances. They are gaps in price action that price action has not had the chance to fill yet. So zooming out very briefly to a weekly time frame, obviously we've been in a downtrend for a very, very long time. At some point, you kind of think the bottom does have to be put in, and as you can actually see, if we zoom way out, very similar setup here, down, 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 huge explosion up, down, 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 down. This might be, again, a huge explosion up. That's zooming way, way out to the macro, going back to the daily time frame. The areas that I'm watching are this resistance line at $9.49 and this support range from $7.17 down to $6.90. If we double top here, if we double top off of this 950, I would definitely look for a move back down to close this imbalance and kind of seek support in this area. If it breaks above, I really don't have a solid entry other than wait for a break and retest. I really wouldn't know what to do. This stock is gapping all over the place. The volume has been a little crazy in the past couple of weeks. So keep that in mind as well. This is a pretty volatile stock. It is high risk, high reward. So, you know, scale or size your position accordingly should you enter position, and don't do anything stupid with your money. But jumping back in, if we double top, I think we definitely come back down to this supply area. If you wanted to take that short and fade it down, that could take you for about 23 all the way to about 26, 27%, which is not a bad trade. But you could take that trade. Then you could also wait for a breakdown here, a retest, flip this support back into resistance, and then a close of this imbalance from April 11th. If you wanted to wait for that trade, that would take you for about 40%. So you should be taking this trade either way for somewhere between 20 and kind of 40%. And like I said, there's a lot of different ways this could go. We could also, see a breakout here, a retest, and then a move back up to some other level. You might see kind of a gap exhaustion day, which would kind of be a topping pattern, and then the move back down just through all of this. There's a lot of ways that could go, but keep it on your watch list. This is kind of a high flyer. I think that if you were to trade this right, you could make a lot of money. But like I said, it's high risk, high reward. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please go smash that like button. Show me a little bit of love, a little bit of appreciation, because I have mad love and mad appreciation for all of you guys. Now, until next time, peace out, homies.